What is going on, everybody? This is 86 here, back with some more Path of Exile videos. And I really just kind of want to talk about Path of Exile 2 for a minute. We are about a week away, a little bit less than a week away from the Path of Exile 2 early access. Early access will be launching with 3 acts and the in game. You will run the first 3 acts on normal, and then you'll run back through them on cruel. And then once you do that, you will be able to access the in game. So you won't, and I think you only have half the classes, like 6 classes, I think. I'm not sure. I hope the druid's gonna be in there. I have already bought my key. Hopefully, if you're an ARPG fan, you have bought your key as well. First and foremost, grinding gear games is probably like one of the. I just want to give props where props are due. Probably like one of the best game development companies um, ever in the industry, hands down. Just the things they do for their player base, where like when you buy a supporter pack, you get points, and just the amount of like they've listened to their community and just improved on Path of Exile 1, and just really stuck by their game and stuck by their guns, and also not changed certain things, and just really been a pillar of light in the ARPG community, I feel like. And they are just create some of the best games. Well, the best game. PoE 2 is probably gonna be one of the greatest games of all time, if not already the greatest game of all time. It just looks amazing. I've tried to avoid as much of the spoiler content as I could, but it's really hard when half of my YouTube feed is Path of Exile 2 content. But it really looks amazing, and I can't wait to play it. Hopefully, it'll run okay on my system. I have a little bit of an older system, so we'll have to wait and see. But um, it's probably going to be one of the most innovative action RPGs we've ever seen. Probably the most innovation we've seen since either the original Path of Exile launched or possibly Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Because if we're going to admit it, the Diablo games haven't really offered much in innovation over the previous 2 titles, Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. I'm not really trying to put a slight on Diablo 4 at all. I mean, I enjoy the game for what it is, and it's a solid game to play and chill, and I'll still be playing Diablo 4. But I do really feel like Diablo or Path of Exile 2 will take up a majority of my time. Um, if it's going to be like 3 month cycles for that game, then I'll probably be playing it for 2 months or 2.5 months, and maybe Diablo 4 for like a couple weeks. Because, that's like the breadth of the content in Diablo 2. You don't really have a whole lot to do, anyways. But Path of Exile 2 looks like it's just going to be crazy, the amount of content. So I've been jumping back into the first Path of Exile. It's been a couple of months, a month or so, a little bit over a month since I played. I'm just messing around with Tornado of Elemental Turbulence on an Elementalist. Gonna just try to build this and see how far I can take it before we get the Path of Exile 2 early access. I highly urge you guys to get a key if you haven't already. You're kind of doing yourself a disservice, honestly, and I'm not sponsored by Path of Exile at all. I just really love the Path of Exile game, and I think just from what I've seen about Path of Exile 2, just the amount of things they're innovating on and changing, and just adding like the spirit resource so you can reserve your minions and your auras, and like it's crazy, just the gameplay, the WSAD to move while you attack stuff, and like the way attacks kind of can meld together and into combos, and it just the variation on just the combo, like potential of skills where they interact with each other in like meaningful ways. Oh man, we had a bit of some lag there. This looks insane, and I just the classes, the amount of classes, the amount of content that's coming with early access, like literally has more content than most other ARPGs, like even to this day. I mean, it's just nuts, like the amount of content this game is gonna have. So I'm just really looking forward to it. Um, I was kind of standoffish for a little while, to be honest, just because there are some things about the game that they're changing that I don't really like the greatest, but I kind of feel like I need to trust their direction. They are very, very skilled developers and they love their game a lot, and I really don't think that they're going to destroy it. Hopefully, these changes are going to make the game a more enjoyable experience and more maybe feel like you have more of an impact and there's more weight to your decisions and things that happen in the game, which could be good. Like I think you can only like run maps like one time. You only have like one death and then you're done and the map is over, which is pretty crazy. That's like a pretty big change, from six portals. Now you have one chance and then in the in game your maps are done. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Um, there's a lot of things changing, so many changes, and just the fact that they're building upon their existing model in so many ways. They're removing the socket system in gear, which I love because I hate trying to six link things. That's like probably one of my favorite changes in the entirety of the game. That's going to be amazing. The fact that you can have multiple six links. I mean, what else is there? There's just so many things that they've added and improved on, and like certain like a lightning skill affecting a frost skill and just combo potential and the minions that just I could go on forever. I really just can't stress enough how amazing this game looks. And I don't think I've been blown away by a preview of a game ever. I mean, it's just like just when you think they're done, they have added upon it even more and more, and just it's no wonder that it's taken them so long because they really want. I think this is their magnum opus. This is gonna be their crown jewel. Path of Exile was Path of Exile was the beta. We played the beta for 10 years, and they took everything they learned from us playing the beta for 10 years in Path of Exile 1, and they put it in Path of Exile 2 and implemented it. And I just, it's crazy. You know, I there's been times where I've kind of spoken ill of grinding gear games because of some things they've done, and I wasn't really happy when they, got acquired by Tencent because I thought, it was gonna ruin my favorite game, but it didn't. They took that money from them and they built Path of Exile 2, and it was probably the greatest thing they've ever done. And you know, I just this game is gonna be great, and I'm sorry to say it, but Diablo 4 is never going to be able to catch up at this point. It's just, they're already too far behind. They're already too far behind. Path of Exile 2 hasn't came out, and they're already too far behind. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts the amount of work they have put into that game. I'm done. I'm done stroking off GGG, man. They I can't wait for Friday, man. It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna, if I'm not playing, I'll be watching other people playing. Hopefully, it'll run on my system. Fingers crossed. Everybody out there, go get your key. You're not gonna want to miss out on this launch of early access. You're not gonna want to miss out on the biggest experience in gaming. I feel like, at least in the last 10 years. I mean, it's a great time we live in where we have so many ARPGs to play. You have Diablo 4. You can go back and play Diablo 3. You can go back and play Diablo 2. You got Path of Exile. You're going to have Path of Exile 2. You got Torchlight Infinite. You got Warhammer Martyr Inquisitor. You got Last Epoch. You got Undecember. What else? Chronicon. I mean, the amount of ARPGs we have is just crazy. But this, oh, what else? And then there's that other one. What's that? Slormancer. That's another one. Very most people haven't heard of that one. But there's so many of these ARPGs, and none of them are even on PoE 2's level. None of them. Sorry, but PoE 2 is sitting way up here, and it is looking down on everybody else. Like, goddamn, you guys really outdid yourself with this game. Hats off to you guys at GGG. You guys did something truly amazing with that game, and I haven't even played it yet, but you guys really, really did. I'll see you guys in raid class on December 6th. Hope you guys have a great week. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a safe one. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.